That's actually where my first book, Gasping for Air, evolved. Was evolved from a journal I kept hidden under the couch cushion in the basement because I was married to a man. I was with him 25 years by the time it was over. But during COVID, right before the shelter in place, I had decided the violence and the hostility and the tension had increased incrementally over the years in a very insidious way that I just got to my breaking point. And I wanted to get a divorce. I couldn't do it anymore. I could not. I wanted to stay until my son was out of high school, but it was affecting my personal health. I actually became autoimmune and developed a lung disease as a result of the chronic stress, as the doctors called it. So I went to a lawyer, and a week or two later, we went in under the shelter in place for COVID. And so I was locked in a house with a man who my neighbor said was running around telling people that he was actually at that point planning to get rid of me, if you know what I mean. So it was a very scary time. I was keeping a record because I was getting text messages, emails, verbal threats. Things were happening in the house that, let's just say, they could look like an accident to a reasonable person, but they weren't accidents. And so I needed a record for my sake to know if something did happen to me, that somebody would have to find eventually this journal that I was keeping to know that it was not an accident and that it was indeed him. So with the time, we all had time sitting at home during COVID. I was sitting at home stressing out about the man upstairs. He had these plans for me. So I was writing out my stories in my laptop. And that's eventually what became my book. But it's interesting because I almost wanted to name the book I Can't Even Make This Stuff Up, because that's really what it felt like from the beginning to the end, was the things that they do, and also the dynamic of how they appear in public. Because I like to remind people that Ted Bundy, the serial killer, what did everyone say about him? He was handsome and charming. That's how he lured women. Yeah. And yet his girlfriend's daughter back at home, 7-year-old little girl, thought he was the best thing ever. She was like daddy's girl, even though that wasn't her biological father. So he could be this amazing father of the year, yet go out and do what he does. Because I think people have an image that I'm out there looking for Chucky. I'm looking for men in with disheveled hair and striped sweaters and butcher knives. And that's not what a normal woman is attracted to. And I'm sure men could relate to that. You want somebody that is seemingly normal and sane, but also acts like that behind closed doors.